role does your public records request play? Is your role mooted if the Nebraska court ruling gets the plaintiffs everything that they need? What is it over and above that you're trying to achieve for your clients?
Well, that's a great question, and it makes it even more interesting that Mike Flood and I are not collaborating. I've never even talked to the guy. I hadn't communicated with him at all. But you should think of it as a Venn diagram. I know what the judge has ordered the Big Ten to produce, and I know what I've asked for. And in this letter to Purdue today, I had actually drafted this letter yesterday, but I finished it this morning. To be honest with you, sarcastically noted that it's been my experience in life when you're dealing with a fluid situation, especially one that could affect a lot of people, it's important to constantly reevaluate your prior decisions and be willing to change course in light of changed circumstances. And I said that in this letter I wrote in response to the Purdue email today, which gave me another new variety of reasons why I couldn't have all the documents I asked for. And yesterday I'd already decided I was going to change course, because I think the crux of this problem and the thing that's likely going to restore fall football in the Big Ten, in my opinion, is, strangely enough, this question about the vote. Because from my perspective, the Big Ten presidents have put themselves in checkmate by these comments they've made publicly, which are completely at odds with an affidavit that's in court. Now,
go ahead, Tom.
Well, they are not going to get everything they want, even if the Big Ten produces everything that the courts ordered them to produce. The approach I've taken is to dramatically narrow my FOI requests in a very targeted way. I've asked for, and there's one that I've sent out to Purdue, but the rest will be sent out later today or this evening. Basically asked for all communications between the president of Purdue University from August 7th until 1:30 p.m. today that were done via email and involved, and I've named the other university presidents and specifically named them in the request. I'm looking for all emails between the Purdue president and any other Big Ten president or Kevin Warren that include about a half a dozen specific search terms. Vote, voted, deliberate, deliberated, board. You might ask me why I put that in there, because I have a reason. And
you're saying I'm bored, or
bored like we're bored with this discussion, but board as in board of trustees, board of regents, that kind of board. What if one or more of these university presidents failed to consult with their board, but actually voted, but realized when this thing started unraveling that they were going to be in a tight spot because they're getting calls from their board saying, how did you vote? What if that president responded and said, well, we didn't really have a vote? Well, this is just a hypothetical, but I have picked up, I think of myself as an investigative lawyer more than a book lawyer. I've been a city police officer and been in law enforcement. It's just sort of in my blood. And one of the things that I think helped us through to that conclusion, the Ole Miss case, is I developed snitches. Maybe that's not the right word for this kind of a forum, confidential informants, but I'm going to call them snitches. And I've picked up some intelligence that would suggest to me that could be an explanation, but it's, in my opinion, they're in checkmate. If that happens to be the explanation, well, maybe they still had a vote. Maybe they did. I still take the position that you do, that vote doesn't have the weight that the bylaws require. But if it turns out that you've got university presidents telling fibs to their board trying to cover themselves because they didn't actually talk to their board. And if it turns out that their boards really aren't happy with these decisions, well, there's no good out. I'm just telling you guys, there's no good outcome for the Big Ten here. This thing is unraveling fast.
So